It's whatever, man.
It's whatever, man. Let the phones ring. Put it on speaker.
I try not to be like that, but some people do
What, have
are
rules?
just always on the phone.
I was gonna bring flower seeds and see if I could eat those during the podcast.
My girlfriend,
because we were already just coming over here. Me and this other comedian, we got flower seeds because I was getting tired, and we started doing little podcasts on the road. And I was like, damn, this is a bad idea because now we're both just chewing, and some people don't like that. But
yeah, I thought you were gonna bring him.
Past episodes that I've done, the shittiest audio that I have on some of my episodes are the most viewed ones. I'm like, what the hell? I put all this effort into making it sound good, and the ones that sound like shit.
Dude, literally like my most viewed podcast ever. Yeah, it was just one camera. I didn't have this mixer. It just sounded like shit, and it was like for some reason did really good views. That's how it be sometimes, man. But here, what the Hector, man? Thank you for being here. Saturday night, coming from Marfa.
Rattlesnake Roy. Yeah, we came from the Marfa Lights last night, bro. It was pretty wild experience. I think I saw something, but I was looking up at the stars and they looked like they were moving themselves. So I was like, man, whatever I see, I'm gonna already be. I think I was just something.
Is that so? I've never even heard of that.
From the acid I've done back in the day. I still see streaks or some shit. I was like, why is that moving? That's not even what the lights are.
It's just been dormant.
But I was expecting to see like some, the Aurora Borealis Northern Lights, but it was just like, supposedly it's just like headlights that reflect off the highway. But that's what I did see, like two little orbs going around, but felt like a pretty good experience. They had like a rest area there with like red lights, so it looked like real, like a shrine or something. And there was a kid there with special needs, and he was like moaning real loud, so it sounded like, it was, yeah.
It was part of the experience.
Yeah, mate. I was all like, yeah, and it was already getting dark, and another little kid showed up, and then he heard the noise, and I saw him turn and look, and I was expecting him to say like, "What is that, Dad?" But he was a good trained kid. He didn't say nothing.
Hell no, man.
He beat me because me and the other comic girl were like being stupid. I don't know why we can't help it. Intrusive thoughts.
Fuck it, man. You never know though. It could have been something else. You take the risk when you bring your child like that out in the public.
He was playing the what's that sound? The didgeridoo. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, so it's pretty like hippie dippy shit out there.
Yeah, it was a pretty artsy town. We went into this little festival, lots of wine, got some purple teeth. They had a big festival or like some kind of concert there at the show right before we got there, so it was packed, like a lot of people, like full house. And when we got there was empty, like everybody just left right after. So I was like, dang, nobody stayed. And there was like maybe 6 people in the crowd. I was like, man, this is gonna be one of them light shows. And then sure enough, like out of nowhere, just all these people just showed up. Like ended up being like 40 people there.
Oh, nice.
But it was a free show, so they didn't pay. They were just there to check it out. And we got paid still, but like they weren't felt compelled to stay, I guess, because after every comic they were just like filtering out a little bit more. They're like, because it was getting late. We started at 10, so by like time was like 11. Like after every comic, a little bit more would leave. And then he came up right. I was the last one up, and he came up and said, "I'm gonna do last call right before you." I was like, damn. So like he came up and said last call, and like half the people got up. I had to perform in front of like maybe 10, 15 people.
So it's like a bar.
It's a theater, but it's connected to like a bar or something, to a bar or like restaurant. But I was making them laugh, so I was like, damn, like it was still cool. Yeah, still made them laugh. They bought some shirts.
Fuck, I meant to ask you if I can get one. Do you have it?
Oh, yeah, I got them in the trunk.
Look at this.
I'm a t-shirt salesman, bro. Yeah, I'm going to wear that tonight at the party, bro.
I'm going to get one of these. No, I don't want to steal valor, but that's sick as fuck.
Yeah, I'll put it on, bro. Bite it.
Yeah, dude. So, how long have you been doing comedy? Actually, let me get this.
2000, it's about 8 to 10 years. My first year took a while to start because I didn't know where to start at.
Were you from Pecos?
Yeah, from Pecos. Yeah. So I got invited to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood before I ever stepped foot on a stage. And then I didn't get to step foot on that stage because I didn't listen to take directions right. I wasn't at the right place, and I ended up getting skipped. And the next day, it was like some radio station that called me in to do impressions. And like the next day, they made fun of me. They're like, just admit you flaked. And I was like, all right, whatever, I flaked. And they repeated, they're like, yeah, they copied me saying that, and they're like, yeah, you flaked. So like kind of lit the fire, bro. I was like, I'm gonna come back here without you guys.
How did they notice you?
Because it was like calling in doing impressions. So I would have been up there and like doing impressions, and it would have been awkward. So I'm kind of glad I didn't get to go up.
Okay.
And they were saying like, come up here and do what you got picked for. Don't come up here and try to like be a stand-up, messiah or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, come up here writing the jokes. Like, just whatever you submitted, do that. And it was just a bunch of random impressions. So I don't know how I was going to even manage
that was
it.
your
But
first time ever doing something.
yeah, and then I did the opposite. What they told me not to do, I wrote a set that I was gonna do, a completely different set, and like, good thing I didn't go up. My palms were all sweaty. I wrote it down in between my fingers, trying to be slick. So I would have bombed pretty bad. But when the last guy went up that I knew was gonna win, I was like, man, I can't go up after this dude. I'm gonna eat shit. But so I guess I kind of did flake. But
I was about to say, so you did. That's all right.
Yeah, that lit the fire in me, bro. I was like, I'm gonna come back here not for impressions and not for parody songs, because I used to like start with parody songs and stuff like that, and got over all that little hump.
What do you feel about music? Like people who do music and comedy?
I don't know. A lot of people don't like it and shit, but that's how I started. And a lot of people don't like hecklers, but that's how I started too. Like, have you ever heard Donnell Rollins was a heckler? That he said that he was so good at heckling that people would come to see him heckle. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't believe that, but that's like how I felt. Like I used to like think that I could add to the show by saying clever shit, but I would be the only one that knew the context, so it's kind of interrupting the show. I didn't understand at the time that that's kind of messing up the comedian,
piss you off now.
Throwing off rocks. And then now, like, I'm more welcome to, like, whenever there's a heckler, I don't get all mad and like start talking. Some comics will get all mad and be like, you're interrupting the show, but you got to kind of roll with the flow. And I look at it like that because I started, when I started, I was thinking that I could help out. So if you don't know about comedy, that's how you're gonna go.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to like, because I'm kind of getting involved in the scene here. And just going to, I think you did an open mic.
What do you do? You've never done comedy yourself?
No, I just
you just like comedy.
I just like comedy.
That's like the party we're going to tonight. One of the biggest comedy fans I know, Laura and her husband, they like met me. I was up on his show one time here. They bought shirts, and then they've been out to like Odessa. They travel far to go see comedy all over the place. And I've seen, they always post, they're always at all the shows that come to town. And they're having a show tonight in their own backyard. So shout out Laura for having us. If you're from Lubbock.
I don't know who this
buy
is.
a dog from her. She sells dogs, bulldogs.
What's her last name?
What is it, like Garcia, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to make my way out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. There's barbecue, rattlesnake bites. What do you do with rattlesnakes? Do you drain venom? You're a preacher. You preach with rattlesnakes.
It's a story as old. I mean, have you been to the rattlesnake roundup?
Have you heard of Pecos Bill, who lassoed a tornado with a rattlesnake?
You told me this. I think you told me this one time. Yeah, so it's shit. Just like the lore of it all, whatever.
What is a rattlesnake roundup? When they kill all the rattlesnakes?
Yeah, they bring, it's like a big ass flea market, but there's a bunch of, in their Coliseum in Sweetwater, Texas, there's a bunch of rattlesnakes. You can eat them, merch, like I'm saying, like a fucking flea market, and that's where the name came from. My name used to be Rattlesnake Roundup Roy, and Rattlesnake Roy just stuck.
So you can handle some snakes.
I hate snakes, if we're gonna be honest, but I've earned my stripes. I've been bit by a snake, not a rattlesnake, but I've been bit. So
did it latch onto you, or
it was
just bit you and let go?
Little ball pit pythons.
It just bit and let go, or was
it was hungry.
Wrap you up?
It fucking hurt like a motherfucker.
It was hungry.
It fucking hurt. I hate snakes. But yeah, that's kind of, where was I going with this? What were we talking about just before this?
Rattlesnakes. My bad, rodeo.
Yeah, no, I was just, yeah, just like I've been involved in the comedy scene. I'm trying to help them in my way, I guess. I put them on a lot on this podcast, and I feel like I can offer something as a fan because I'm not trying to do comedy, so I kind of have a different angle on it.
Yeah, that was cool.
And with the hecklers, that's where I was going. It's just funny to hear them like get pissed off at it. I'm like, this is practice for you, right? Like you got to get used to hecklers. Like you got to react, right?
Yeah,
don't get really like. I think you end up looking more stupid if you get angry at them. Make them look stupid, right? Make a joke out of them, make them look fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's hard to do that on the spot stuff.
Yeah.
Crowd work.
I
don't do much crowd work. I'm trying to get more into it, but a lot of comics don't like, they say it's like a crutch, not really jokes, but I think it's a skill all its own, like being able to make up stuff like that on the spot.
I used to think that as a fan, but then Big J Okerson released his fucking crowd work special. I'm like,
that's one of my favorite comics. We were watching that special today.
I no homo have fallen in love with Big J. I love that motherfucker. He's the fucking man. So yeah,
he's pretty likable dude.
But again, I was just, you coming around, you can tell you've been in it longer, and I can see like you're just different than everybody else. You're like a step above.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a minute, bro. I've started out here in West Texas.
You're a step above.
I was so obsessed with it that I started my own open mics like every single night, and I didn't have enough comics to even do an open mic, bro. Like
this is what I'm trying to do as a non-comic.
Yeah, I was an hour away, and I would like drive an hour to Odessa just to set up the open mic, bring the speakers, and then the 6 comics from there wouldn't even show up. I was like, I'm just gonna do this by myself, I guess. So
that's what it takes, right?
That's when I moved to Phoenix. I was like, I'm not gonna mess with trying to put on shows.
Shout out Glendale.
Yeah, in Phoenix.
That's where I used to live.
I just went out there and focused on getting funny and not trying to put on shows, because like over here I burned through all my all my family and friends, and they came and saw me when I was new, and they're like, you're not even funny, why would we come see you again? And after they were all gone, I'm like, nah, now I guess I gotta get funny, and went over there to Phoenix for like 8 years and finally got a little funny, and now I
their
moved back.
comedy place there? I seen Felipe Esparza there.
Yeah, he did the theater there, celebrity theater.
This is like their comedy store, not, but their comedy club.
He does like the fucking big theater.
Well,
I heard that he broke a record there, that the most beer sold in one day, because it's a bunch of Mexicans showed up and they haven't sold that much beer since like the 80s.
No, the comedy club in Phoenix.
Oh, the little clubs are, well, I would say little, but they're still pretty damn big. It's some of the biggest clubs. Stand Up Lives, like 300, 400 people.
I think that's the one I went to.
Stand Up Live downtown.
Yeah, that's the one I went to.
Tempe Improv.
Yeah, it was a stand-up live. That's the one.
CB Live. I think
this was right before Felipe started doing like Buddy Holly Arena.
Desert Ridge Improv. They changed their name to Buddy Holly Arena. Oh, out here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because out there, he did the celebrity theater, and that's a big old. I think that's the one they have like a rotating stage in the middle. They broke the record for the most beer sold. All the Mexicans out there drinking.
That's so crazy. I wonder how much he sold.
I don't know. Since like the 80s, he broke
I didn't know. I was
record.
wondering if you were a beer drinker.
Yeah. I'd rather smoke than drink, actually, because I'd be driving a lot.
You're a traveler.
Big traveler.
Yeah, man, I love that. Where have you been? Like, where are all the places you've been?
Last week or week before, I just came back from St. Louis, bro. I was the first time being out there. I went and ate some barbecue out there and saw all the towns.
You took Tanner with you, huh?
Yeah, Tanner went with me. We saw a little town, Cuba, Missouri. Not one Cuban in there. I worked with some Cubans back here in Pecos, and I was like, check it out. Not one Cuban over here in Cuba.
What are the Cubans doing over there?
There's not any over there. That's what I'm saying. I got a whole town named after you.
I know, but you're saying you work with them. What are they doing?
I work with a bunch of Cubans over here. They're just, it's the new, they're the new Mexicans. They're coming in waves. Not really. There's not that many Cubans, right? But there's a lot of them here that want to work. So you see a lot of them. Like now, when I go out in my hometown, because like I'm new here. That's why I wish I would have known you earlier. When I just moved out here, like last 6 months ago, I did a show in Amarillo, and I stayed here in Lubbock. My mom came to the hospital for something, and I remember being here at night, and I was like, man, I wish I knew somebody here so I could just go hang and do something, go to a bar, have a beer. Yeah. And I just moved back. I'm from here, but I just moved back because I've been in Phoenix for like the past 8 years. So it was a lot of time over there,
So you live in Lubbock?
No, not in Lubbock, in like West Texas,
Oh, you're from this area.
But I was staying over here. Right when I moved back, I came doing some little winery tour.
Shout out to Phoenix again.
With Curtis Hines. Yeah, I did a show with Curtis Hines in a Canyon. That's right by here, right?
Yeah, it's just
Canyon, Texas.
Right up north.
Bar Z, I think it was called.
They just got hit with tornadoes.
What?
2 of them.
Damn, hope they didn't miss that place. That was a wild spot. I never done a show like that. There was like 100 people there, 80 to 100 people. And it was one table, like long, like a cafeteria, just one long table. And you're standing at the front of just like a long table.
Nice.
Felt like, like saying a speech at cafeteria. Like when I started a food fight.
So you might be my most experienced comic that I ever had on here. So you're just fucking road dogging it, huh?
Yeah, road dogging it. I
love it.
Prairie dogging it.
Shut the yeah, man. So you're just getting the reps in right now.
Yeah. So when I first moved out to Phoenix, I was doing that, just getting the reps in over there. And then when I decided to move back here, I was like, you know what? I got enough little momentum now that I could just go back and have shows, on the weekends, and not have to worry. Like, there's no open mics that I can really hit. Like the other day, I came out here just for the open mic. It's 3 hours away from Pecos. Like,
damn,
I got to drive 3 hours just to do a little practice 5-10 minutes, and that's on a work night. I got to make it back and then get to work the next morning at 8. So like, I do that sometimes to El Paso or to San Angelo or to Lubbock, because what I really need to do is just start an open mic over there. But it's just like in the West Texas oil field, like it's hard to get people to do see comedy.
Yeah.
Because there's so much, you don't really see homeless people out there because everybody's like, work, get a job, and you're trying to do comedy. They're like, I remember one time this cat, we're at the Odessa open mic, it was empty, and there was this like couple walking by. He's like, hey, you guys want to see some comedy? It was Cave, Jason Cave.
Yeah, my boy, shout out to him.
This guy comes and grabs the mic from Jason's eye. He's like, there's 10,000 people looking for jobs, and you're up here trying to be a clown, and he gives him the mic back and walks out.
Oh fuck! He probably killed that.
That's not the place, bro, to do. It's just like weird. Like you expect people to come pay to see you do comedy when they're like, bitch, get a job.
That's crazy.
The mentality over there is weird. So that's why when I left West Texas, I was like, man, I don't know about. And then like we tried to do shows, and like that Felipe Esparza thing that I'm telling you, like the Mexicans like to drink. Like every time I've done shows out here, we did one. I got a friend who's a promoter back in Odessa, and he overbooked this show. Like he put like 10 comics on them, and 5 of them were big headliners. They had like Juan Villarreal, Omar Gooding, like that chick from Flavor Flav.
Okay, yeah.
It was a big show, and like ended up being way too long. It was 3 hours long. So by the end of the show, everybody was drunk in the audience, and like you'd come up and they'd be like, chug a beer. Like people would just be lining up to bring you beers, and I'm like, I'm trying to tell jokes, and they're like, nah, just chug beer. That's all we want to see you do is just drink. I'm like, what? I don't want to hear jokes. They're like, chug. I'm like,
fuck that.
and then somebody brought me a warm beer. I'm like, man, this is messed. I chugged like all these beers, and I try to tell jokes. I'm all burping.
Shout out to warm beer. I like warm beer.
Warm beer does the job.
That's what this one is right here. That's why those aren't in the fridge.
You whiskey drinker?
No, I can't drink liquor.
Wine drinker?
I can't.
What? Just the Lone Stars, huh?
Well, I drink Dos Equis.
Well,
but if I drink liquor, I couldn't even podcast. I'm done. You know what I mean? I get all fucked up.
I first saw you at that Two Docs show. They don't do that no more. I heard they stopped doing the Two Docs Brewery.
That's what I heard.
Or is it just the open mic now? Or not even that?
They don't even do it.
Or they got new ownership or something.
I literally was going to go to a show that night.
So last month I did a battle roast in Odessa, and I wanted to get everybody a second show. So I sent half the comics to San Angelo for a show. That went good. The other half over here to Two Docs, and it happened that was the show that was the last show. So these guys from El Paso came over here, and they didn't do nothing. They come up here for nothing, and they waited till like 9 to find that out. They were here all day just waiting, and I was like, man, my bad, bro.
Yeah, me and the bros got a little fucked up. We were going to go see that show. I don't remember who told me like it got canceled. Like,
shit.
I don't know what happened.
Made me feel bad, bro. I was like, man, I was trying to get people work, and I'm over here just sending people to canceled shows.
That's crazy. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know y'all were. That was y'all's thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more people didn't because that roast had some dropouts the week of, and then I told them, I was like, man, if y'all gonna drop out, do it now and not the week of, because people are writing for this roast battle for months. Because there's like 8 it's a tournament. People are writing for each other like to talk shit, and if you're going to drop out, do it now, because the last week is not the time. And that's what happened. We had to drop out the last week. And I was telling the guys, like everybody in the roast, I was like, we could have the hosts, because we have 2 hosts. I was like, we did this on purpose so that one of these hosts could drop out and just be that, or we could find new people. And one of the other roasters thought it would be a good idea to drop out too. He's like, since you already got one dropout, I'll make it easy for you and I'll drop out. So that, and I was like, bro, that's not making it easy. Now I got to find 2 people. I was like, man, he's like, don't be mad at me. I'm like, all right, you're cool.
Whatever.
It just happens, I guess, man. I've had to cancel like 1 or 2 shows in like the 8 or 9 years that I've been doing it. Like if I commit to a show, just be there. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. I had heard about that. I don't know what's going on here. Everything's always moving and fucking people changing our minds and shit. I hate it. Just tell jokes. You know how it is, right? Just tell fucking jokes.
Be funny.
Just be funny.
That was the name of that radio thing that I used to call. They were just like, be funny, and you get 50 seconds just to like be. I'll just do impressions. I don't do any impressions anymore. I don't know. It's because I felt braver over the phone, I guess, because you couldn't see me.
Yeah.
I would do like Brooke Hogan, but it was just Hulk Hogan. Like, what's up, brothers? This is Hulk Hogan or Brooke Hogan. I just changed the name. Like, it wasn't even an impression. Like,
can you do a Trump impression?
I can't think of any other one. Trump impression. I've been trying to do this joke and I stopped doing it, so I'll try it. We're gonna legalize bestiality. Half the country's married to pigs already.
Damn, that's a good one right there. That's a good little premise. I like it.
I get away with saying that joke and then blaming it on Trump that he said it. I didn't say it. You know, you'd always just say, like, if you want to say some messed up stuff.
He
like,
probably would say some
my grandpa said this before, and you could just say the most messed up thing and be like, what did he say? Like, yeah, I believe he said that. But it's you saying it. You know, like,
it's your idea. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, comedy's pretty wild. My mom, we just had a dinner, lunch with my mom, my aunt, and this other comedian that came out with me. She's just chilling right now in the room before the show, but
you wish you would have brought her.
She's funny as hell. My mom was loving her. My mom and her, they're all laughing. She's like an older lady, and she was like talking about her all her like dating problems and all this shit. And my mom and they were all just laughing with her, and I bring different comics around my mom, so she like kind of likes that. She went to a show one time, and I have this joke about, because she's a single mom, you know, she grew up raising me, and I have this joke saying that we grew up in a 12-step program, that I had a lot of stepdads. And she was in the audience one time, and my friend told me that she like almost cried when I said that. I'm like, because it's just a joke, but I'm like, Mom, it's comedy. Like, there's only like 3 or 4 stepdads, but you gotta exaggerate it, you know.
Yeah.
The comedy works, but
I'll be damn.
Oh damn, I'm gonna make this unclip.
Yeah, you know,
I'm gonna stop moving it.
Yeah, if you're gonna move it, hold it like that.
All right.
Damn, it is already almost, but that's fine. If it falls,
Don't touch.
we'll readjust it. How many? How many? Do you do a podcast?
I do off and on. I need to start doing it again. Like right now, I'm telling you, we just did one on the way, but I usually do it in the green room, like while we're waiting to go up, or I'll do it like on the road when we're on the way to a show or something, just talking about.
It's your podcast?
Yeah, I'll just put it up on you on my on my YouTube. What the Hector? I think it's What the Hector. Yeah, it should
You
be.
think it is?
Yeah, it could be What the Hector. My original name was Hector County when I was in when I started in Odessa, but it's Hector County there. So I thought that'll be clever calling myself Hector County. But
Yeah.
I was like, there's not even comedy here. And once I left Odessa to Phoenix, I was like, nobody even knows what the hell Hector County, like
True.
that there's another Hector County or what. So I was like, that's not gonna stick.
I like them.
So I went with the What the Hector, because
Yeah, I
like
like
there's
that.
like so many other Hector Garcias. There's even other comics that are big in Mexico, like Hector Garcia, because it's like John Smith. It's like
It's
the
just
John.
a regular name.
Yeah, it's like it's like the John Smith of Mexicans. Like there's quarter of the phone book is Hector Garcia.
Yeah,
So I was like, I gotta make something different. What the heck? What the Hector?
I like it.
And I'm lucky, bro. Ever since I changed my Instagram to What the Heck Tour, like on tour, and I did this little tour called. It's just me doing shows. It's not really like a legit tour, but you know, it kind of turned into one. That's how I met Laura. I was doing this like tour of just I got booked in different cities, and they let me jump on shows. And it wasn't even my shows most of the time. I was just jumping on different shows, and I was like, well, this is like a little tour. They're like, whatever, call yourself a tour. Like older comics will get all mad. They'll be like, that ain't a real tour. But I'm like, man, it feels like a tour to me, you know?
Fuck him, man. Who gives a fuck?
And so John Polar Bear, shout out Polar Bear John Gonzalez. He was out here in Lubbock, and he's all like, hey man, you want to add another date to your little tour? And I was like, oh yeah. And he let me come out here to the Lubbock and do another little show with him, and that's where Laura first saw me. So
Oh, nice.
so all these years later, it's paying back. Shout out fucking John. He's always taking different comics with him on the road. He's a gem, that dude, Polar Bear.
He's from here?
Austin.
Oh, he's from
He's like that. Well, you probably seen him. He does like my white side and Hispanic side, the differences between being white and Hispanic.
I hate to admit, I really haven't gotten to many Mexican comics.
He's a big TikTok dude. He looks gringo. He's a white dude, but
Oh,
he
okay.
talks Spanish, so he gets crosses over into both.
Yeah.
So he has a big ass.
Do you do
reach.
Spanish?
I don't talk very good Spanish. My mom makes fun of me. She's like, you should do sets in Spanish because I talk funny in Spanish. She's like, you sound funny, so it'll be funny. I'm like, nah. Like they're gonna look at me like I'm a dumbass and shit, right?
Just
Like,
laughing at you trying to say it.
yeah. I'm like, I can get by because like I talk to like a lot. Like I'm saying, I work with a lot of Cubans, but their Spanish is like super fast.
That's
It's hard to
scary.
understand Cubans, bro. I'm like, I'm trying to relearn Spanish through a Cuban. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm trying, but can you slow down? Like,
That's crazy.
He talks like he's like, blah.
I didn't know there was Cubans in Texas.
Oh yeah,
Or
a lot
a
of them, bro.
population of them.
There's so many. My brother used to DJ, and now they got Cuban DJs now, and they're playing nothing but Cuban music. I'm telling you, they're taking over.
No, they're not.
It's nothing like this. Nothing like when I was growing up.
No, they're not.
But there's like a lot. They're bringing a lot of ladies down, so that's cool.
Well, I've heard about
Cubanas.
I've heard about them ladies.
Cubanas.
You know that you say that there is a lady who used to have a Cuban food truck here. She doesn't have it anymore, but yeah, I guess they're doing their thing. Shout out to them.
They're doing their thing. What do you do now? So you don't mess with rattlesnakes no more?
Not no more, man. No, I just try to do this and just my other job, but that ain't nothing.
That ain't
It
nothing.
just fucking pays the bills.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get into creative shit. I'm
Right.
putting on the show on the 9th. Thank you for agreeing to
Oh
come
yeah,
on.
the 9th. Where's that gonna be at?
It's way on the other side of town. It's just this little place.
Like a bar?
It's a warehouse that these people
a rave? Where they have raves
They've
at?
had a rave at. They've had, but they
a comedy show / rave.
Have you heard of Taco Sandwich? It's a podcast here. Well, they
Taco sandwich.
so they have this warehouse and they like produce podcasts and music videos and
What?
they threw a rave there. So they let me have the place for the night and that's where it's going to be at.
Taco sandwich.
You
Man,
know Rafa, right?
Rafa.
The Mexican, he kind of looks like me, but older.
The Mexican.
I forget you're not from around here.
I know Rafa from Cali.
Shout out to him.
Molina, Rafa Molina.
Yeah. If he's still doing his thing. I just have to ask, let me get this out of the way because it's on my mind. Tell me about your Kill Tony experience.
The last one was badass, brother.
You've done it more than once? I
did it one time, and it didn't go as much as I wanted it. And at Skankfest, the first time, this past Skankfest,
in Vegas,
I went thinking like, because this is like a racist, like it's the most, they claim to be like the most racist podcast or the most, so I went with this racist joke that I have, and it wasn't as racist as they are, so it didn't pass the test. No, I didn't say the N-word. It's my pool table joke about like how all the colored balls and other stuff. So it's not really racist. It's just like fun poking at all the colors and pool table or whatever. But
that's a good joke.
They liked it or whatever, but it wasn't like, it didn't blow nobody away, and they didn't have any joke books at the time, so I didn't get a little or small joke book.
Okay.
And then this time they're like, "What'd you get last time?" I was like, "You ran out of joke books, so I wanted to find out what I got." And he's like, "You get a medium one." He gave me a fucking medium one. I was like, "Damn it!" But that gives me something to like shoot forward for, like to get better, like.
Yeah. So you went on first right after the Undertaker.
Both times I went first at Skankfest and in New Year's. So like I've been thinking like damn, I forgot what I was derailed right there. A lot of the people that see me at shows now will be like, "I seen you on that show." It's crazy how many people tell me that they've seen me on there.
Yeah.
A lot of people see that.
Put you on,
a lot of people see that, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I got to do a lot of shows right after that in Austin. I need to get back out to Austin, man. That's where the capital of comedy is right now, and like
it's a place to be.
I remember seeing videos of like back in the day at the Comedy Store. You see like Eddie Murphy there, Robin Williams, like anybody you could think of that's big was there, and like there's no stories about like Meanwhile in Nebraska, like you know what I'm saying? Like you had to be there at the Comedy Store, and that's how I feel how the mothership now is in Austin. Like I gotta find a way to get over there, man, bro, or be closer. I moved back from Phoenix this way because I first moved that way because of Kill Tony. I was thinking I get close, and LA, like that's where most of everything was. Yeah, that was a spot before COVID, and that's why I moved to Phoenix. I was like, I can be closer to LA, and I'll still be close to Texas, and then now all this shit went down. It all moved back this way, so I'm like, I'm back to Texas, and then I can do it in West Texas now, and still have shows where I don't have to be, out there.
I didn't know you had already done it. So you were. I mean, imagine you were. But
nervous. Bro, I've been signing up for that show for like 8 years, bro. I've been watching. No, since they were back in Cali, I've been going. Since they've been touring all over, I've been like in Dallas. That's what I mean. I've been with a bunch of friends, and they've gotten up like San Antonio, Phoenix, like everywhere they used to be, and like. So my jokes have changed over the years. I've wanted to try different minutes, and like I'm glad that it took so long for them to call me up because I would have bombed so hard that I would have probably quit if they would have called me up back then. Like I would have went up and just ate it big time, and now I have like a little bit more confidence on stage. I can hold it.
What the fuck was that like though?
Yeah, without getting crazy. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Because it was like not only would I finally got on, but it was at an arena, so 10,000 people were there, bro. It was like, and then I made some jokes about weed. I said that I've been in trouble for weed, and I don't know. So I said something about bud or whatever. And after the show, there were some police officers there, and they like looked at me, and I was still feeling like the high from coming off stage. So like I walked up to these 3 cops, and they're like, "Got any weed?" And like it felt like a dream, bro. Like he was just smiling at me. He said, "Got any weed, bro?" And I was like, "What the hell?" Never hear a cop say that to you, right? And like he was just like, "Nah, man, good job." And he told me like that, and I was just like, "Oh shit, I forgot I was talking about weed up there." I was like, "What? Can this guy smell me?"
That's so crazy.
Like I'm about to get arrested, bro. What the fuck?
Who was on the panel that night? Do you remember?
James McCann. He's like
Joe DeRosa.
Joe DeRosa was there as well.
Yeah.
That's the night Joe Undertaker came out.
Yeah.
And then at Skankfest, bro, I didn't think they were going to release the episode because that was the night that Ari Shaffir was on the panel, and he had like half his face shaved, and he took a shit on the stage.
That was that night.
They didn't say what happened in the video then, but everybody like got out, I guess. But yeah, he took a shit.
Did you see it?
And I left, no, because I was first one up, so I just left. I was like, I'm not going to be called up no more, and I'll just watch this later when it comes out, right? And then I came back. I went and got a beer and came back, and when I saw everybody like running out, leaving, I was like, "Can I get back in?" And they wouldn't let nobody in. And I was like, "Oh shit, what happened?" And they started telling me people were running out, like throwing up. I was like, kind of glad I missed it, but
that's disgusting.
Then I was thinking they weren't going to release the episode, so I was never going to see what happened on that episode, but they ended up releasing it. And
oh, fuck, dude.
They just blurred it out or whatever.
No, man, I really want to go to Skankfest.
He's the president of Skankfest. He had to keep it, he had to get skanky. That's my only tattoo that I have, bro. You know that? Skankfest.
Oh, shit, that's fire.
We all got it. We went down this, I think it was like last year or the year before.
Vegas one?
Yeah, there's been Vegas past 3 years. It was the second year we went. We all 4 of us got like matching tattoos. of the Skank Kid. That was pretty dope.
Was that Darren's cake? Did they have tattoo artists out there?
Yeah, they have tattoo artists set up there. Massage, you can get free massage. It was pretty dope.
I want to go. No, none of my friends want to go. I want to go out there.
Damn, it's badass, bro. New Orleans is gonna be tight. I hope I go again. They're gonna announce the lineup here pretty soon.
They already did.
They already did? Mm-hmm. Oh shit! I should be checking my emails. Is it already May? No, they said May 2nd, I think.
No, May 2nd is general admission ticket sales.
Oh, they announced because they announced like 2 lineups. They just announced like the main lineup,
all I care about is Shane Gillis.
Yeah, and then they announced the other one.
He's gonna be there.
Yeah, I've met all them dudes, bro. I smoked with Ron White. Smoked a joint with Ron White in the green room. Gave shrooms to Insane Clown Posse dude. What's his name? Violent J.
Really?
He was looking for shrooms. I'm like, here, you can have mine, bro. I don't want them. He's like, thanks, bro. And he sat down and chilled with us for a minute. He was all freaking tripping balls.
What?
That dude, Eshawn. I didn't know at the time who he was. He kept telling us, you're going to find out who I am. You're going to find out who I am. And that just made me turn out. Like, made me not want to find out who it was. But later I tell people about him. Like, damn, you met that fool. Esham. He's like one of the original Detroit rappers. Esham. He travels with Insane Clown Posse.
I found out about
like Eminem. He's like a big influence on Eminem and like a bunch of people. And like, you're going to find out. He's like, why don't you want to interview me? Because I was trying to get Violent J to interview. He's like, yeah, why don't you ask the interview? Do you even know who I am? And he started playing that card. I'm like, yeah, bro, like you could be somebody big, but just I don't like how you're acting with me right now, bro. I don't like how you're acting with me right now.
You know, the people when I used to live in Phoenix, they loved that motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. Everybody I tell them, they're like, what? You met that fool? I'm like, well, he rubbed off a little bit weird on me, but you know, I'm pretty sure he's cool.
Oh my God.
He was cool because we were in the green room and I was trying to get Violent J. He's like, nah, we're in here to chill, bro. Why don't you ask me? Why don't you ask me? I was like, damn. And then like I never even released that episode. I had a little camera set up and then that shit happened.
What the fuck?
I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave this fucking be. And I was like,
I
should release it, right? I should release that shit.
No, you should.
It's just me and him talking, like fucking standing up away from the mics. Yeah, away from the mics. I'm like,
damn, that's crazy. Damn, so you've had some good times.
Yeah, bro, it's dope, bro. I've seen some wild shit. Pauly Shore, that was trip seeing that dude in all the movies you've seen growing up.
You seen him?
Yeah.
I barely knew who he is.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 28.
I did a show in Corsicana, Texas, outside of Dallas. A little winery, and it was sold, like not sold out, but it was full. Like it was a little place, so it was like all the seats were full. It was like whatever. I don't want to say sold out, but it was packed. And there was only one couple there. It was a older couple, white couple, and then the rest of the audience was all girls, 20-year-olds. They were a dance team, bro. It was nice, bro. It was the worst set of my life. Oh. They weren't laughing at nothing. They couldn't relate to anything I said. Like I had jokes about like wrestling back in the day and like old wrestlers, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, gotcha.
Or just like you said right now, you probably enjoyed that song or whatever. Like all my shit, they was bouncing right off of them, and they were just like whispering in the crowd, like making their own jokes, like laughing at me, and I was all like, "What's going on?" And they're like, I have a lot of jokes, like talking shit about myself, self-deprecating, and instead of laughing, they're just like, "Aw, like you should be more confident." Like maybe
they were relating to you.
Yeah, like maybe if you said it with a little bit more confidence, I'm like, "Bitch, this is a joke." What do you do?
They were taking you serious,
bro. I had to do it for 30 minutes, bro. That was the worst.
I'll be damn.
But my homie that was with me, he's a musical comedian, and now you're asking me about musical comedy. It's pretty tight. He had them going because like you don't like it. It can be, but it can be like repetitive.
Do that shit over somewhere.
When I started comedy, I stopped liking music. A lot of people think that I'm weird because I don't really like too much music. But I jam music.
Yeah,
I go to concert. Yeah, but when I'm driving on these trips, I'm not jamming music. I'm just listening to funny shit or like news and shit. Like I guess I'm old now. Podcast.
That's all I listen to. Is
yeah. So I don't really jamming. But what made me stop jamming is because my brother's a DJ, so he plays the same song over and over. I'm like, bro, are you not bored of hearing the same shit? Like it's showing a baby Blues Clues. Like, oh, you tired of that same episode? Like, nah, baby gets all happy. Like anytime you put a song on for somebody, like, oh, this is my jam. Like if I just imagine myself like an alien or somebody outside looking in on humans, like what's going on? Like The Sims, they play the song and the little fucking character starts dancing like this. He's busy for 3 minutes, like he's distracted. Like what? So I started looking at that because I would truck drive and I would hear like Pandora, the same music repeating. I'm like, man, I'm tired of all these same songs. That's when I started listening to comedy. And I was like, man, I started hearing that started repeating. So I was like, you know what? I think I could make some jokes like this. And that's when I found that station and started calling in. So it's like a weird little.
There you go. How old are you?
I just turned 40 this year, bro. I've been waiting to turn 40 for 10 years, bro. I think that's like when I started comedy. I was like, I knew when I get to the 10-year mark, then I'm going to be fucking, I'm gonna hit like a little turn a corner. What is it called? Hit another plateau.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it did, bro. Exactly 10
That's
years,
what I tell
bro.
the
That's
bros. It takes 10 years.
yeah. You got to do 10,000 hours, and that's
Yeah, it's
nonstop.
10,000 reps,
Can't
right?
you can't stop and then come back and all that, because there's a lot of people that have been doing it that long, but they stop. But
I don't take them serious.
I've never stopped, bro. I've never quit or
So you started when you were 30.
around there.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling these bros. Like,
I always thought you had to wait till you're older.
It takes 10 years.
I always thought you had to wait till you're older, like Rodney Dangerfield, like have stories. Like you can't just, be young. I never knew really about too many young comics, but it turns out like Dave Chappelle, he started when he was like 16. Like
that motherfucker
the
was
earlier you
young.
start, the more experience you have. Like
Yeah, you get
Joe Rogan started early as hell. He's like 22 or something. And
you got to start young.
you gotta
you
suck.
don't have to start
You
young.
gotta suck for 20 years. Not suck, but like in the big picture, people don't know who you are. They think, oh, that guy sucks. I've never heard of him, right?
It takes about 10 to 15, right? To start really being serious. That's what I've been telling them. But
So people take you serious until you
paying
start learning all the little shit that you could run into. Like
when you say like about 10 years, you're pretty used to being on stage. You're like,
yeah, you start getting into like a flow state.
comfortable.
Yeah, where you don't have to be so worried
then you
about
can
them.
handle the hecklers.
Gets easier.
Do you ever smoke or drink before you go on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try not to,
No.
but sometimes it helps.
Yeah.
Yesterday I drank a little bit of wine.
I can't
Smoking.
get
I
into
always
wine.
smoke. Actually, I never go on stage without smoking.
Oh, there you go. I can never get into wine though. I don't like it. Just what it is.
Wine.
know what I mean? And I was in Italy and I didn't like it. And that's the place to drink it.
I went and did some wineries in California, and they had some nice wineries out there. They gave me one bourbon. It was aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh, nice.
Tasted pretty good. Make me like wine a little bit, but I got a little bit too faded one time and started rambling on this show, and the guy never lit me, and I talked for like 45 minutes. I was like, why'd you let me talk so long? It wasn't even funny. I was just talking and talking. I was like, well, I'm just rambling, bro. Like, you never gave me the light, so I just started talking.
You want another one?
I'm good.
Might as well.
Might as well. I went to take my CDL. I'm trying to get my CDL back,
then
bro.
give that back.
I went the other day and I couldn't take the test. I've gone already twice and they denied me
I don't want to get you
taking
in
the
trouble.
test. And I don't know if this is going to sound sexist or not, but I went to go get my CDL and all the testers were ladies.
They don't know how to
Like I
drive.
could tell, like you probably never driven a truck, but all right, let's do this. All right, that was pretty sexist. Now that I heard
Fuck
myself
it.
say it.
I literally,
No, I'm not the one that said it. There was another dude there chilling, and he's all like, "Man," he's the one that mentioned it. He's all like, "This is some shit. I've been driving trucks for 40 years, and now I got to listen to a woman telling me what to do." And I was just laughing at him. I said it to a few
He's got
people.
a point.
They didn't laugh at me, and I was like, "Man, maybe that's why he's not a comedian."
You guys have an interesting life, man. That's fucking crazy. You're just having fun going through life.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Having fun going through life, I guess.
Do you do, respectfully, do you do drugs? Like,
Just bud.
just nothing crazy?
I went to
Shrooms?
Colombia recently. I did a little bit of a Colombian.
Was it fun?
Yeah. He's like, "You want to try some Pablo Escobar?" I was
That's
like,
the
"Hell
place
yeah."
to do it, right?
And then
'Cause
they
it's
tricked
pure.
me into buying more than I wanted, bro. They like played a little tourist trick on me. They're like, grab my elbow, like, "Nah, this is serious." I'm like, "You better go get money." I was like, "Shit, I bought way too much." I'm lucky they didn't just steal it from me.
You can't be
They
fucking
could
around.
have just stole like all that money from me, but they actually gave me drugs in return, and I had to do it all.
Is it not? If I'm
So I
like,
could have been bummed about losing
my
money. But
ignorance is it not the purest?
yeah, that's why
Right
that's
there?
why I wasn't scared
Right?
to do it, because I was
Yeah.
like, it's straight from the teat before any American fentanyl touches
Yeah,
it.
for it goes to Mexico.
Yeah, I went a little crazy
So
on
is
it
it
over there,
pretty
bro.
fire?
I got back the last day. I was like, I gotta finish all this, and I stayed up all night drinking. And then I got on the airplane, and people beside me were like, "What?" I could tell, like they were just looking at me like, "What's?"
You look like
Because like you know
crackhead.
when you're drinking all night, how you just that smell of
You can
beer. I
just
was like,
tell.
yeah. People were just looking at me like, "What the hell is
What are you
wrong with
doing out
this?"
there?
I just went with my little bro. We went bro. We went out just to check it out. He's been on this kick lately. He went to Thailand. He went to Dominican Republic. He just been seeing the world.
I'm not even trying to be gay, but that's what to do.
In Thailand, that's what everybody tells me.
No, I didn't mean like that.
Oh.
But like travel, like you got traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just got back from Italy, and now I'm like, I want to go everywhere.
So like I'm from a small town, bro, Pecos, Texas, and like I want to see the world, bro. I'm like, man, there's more to this town. There's more to this life than just this little
And
town that I've lived in.
And Texas is big.
And like I saw back in the day, like I saw it earlier, like if you have a kid here, you're gonna be stuck here forever, and that's how, like it's hard to leave once you have a kid, right? Like all my younger siblings, I'm the oldest, and all my younger siblings have kids, and now they got like babysitters. All my aunts and my, they all take care. They can't move to another city and just start fresh. Like it's gonna be hard to get sitters and all that stuff. So I never had kids, so I'm just like free as hell to just go.
Allows you to do this.
Yeah, to go on. My little sister's always telling me, "You're lucky you don't have no kids." I'm like, "Nah, I like kids." They're thinking that I don't like kids, but I like them until they start crying, and then I'm like, "All right, I'll see y'all later."
Did you get with any of those Colombian women?
Oh yeah, Colombian women are badass.
Or men, I don't know how you swing.
That's what originally made me want to go out there. I met at Skankfest. I met a Colombian girl that I barely got.
Hell yeah.
She had barely got to America. She was there for like 3 days. She didn't speak no, and she was helping me practice my English too.
Call ice on you, baby.
Colombian lady, and she was there working, and I was like, this girl's cool, and she made Colombia sound really badass, and I was like. I kind of made it sound like I was going to take her with me, and I left her, and I was like, you're making it sound way cool. Like, I don't think I need to take Sam to the beach.
I got a friend from Colombia. Shout out to you, baby.
I wish I could have seen more girls, but I bought too much. So it would have not let me be normal.
So you got with some over there?
With some girls over there? I wish, bro. I would have been knocking them down, but I had to finish all my stuff that I overbought. So
it hindered you, huh?
Yeah, I was a little bit hindered, if you want to call it that.
Damn, I'm just scared to go over there.
They don't tell you that when you go. Like, you got to pick one or the other. You can't do both. Or can you?
I'd rather. I don't know. I'd rather do the women.
Right.
Fuck.
Now I know. Don't try free samples from strangers.
They got you. They swindled you.
They swindled me to taking the wrong route in the fork in the road. They're like, how do you want your Colombian experience to be there?
They were gonna kill you. God damn, bro.
Nah, they were nice until I said, this is bullshit.
Oh,
and then he got all mad, like, come on, bro. But nah, there was like a lot of police around, so they were just probably acting tough. I just didn't want to cause a scene in another country, so I just went with it, bro. I was like, all right, you fucking got me, you asshole. It's my fault for, falling into this little trap.
That happened to me, but a little less severe. No,
a little less severe.
Nothing with drugs, but you're saying you get trapped, you gotta deal with it when you get fucking swindled.
Severe. I could have been swindled big time in Vegas one time. I had
Vegas rules.
I went and studied how to play craps, and I won a lot of money. I went out there and got drunk, super drunk, because they give you free beer, and I was ordering Manhattans, like trying to act all cool.
Hell yeah.
Before I know it, I'm blacked out, but I'm playing like this. The rules that I learned, they're like, play the same 2 numbers, 6s and 8s, tip all the dealers. So I was playing my hand, and each dealer had their hand. Like, if I win, y'all win. So they were like, hell yeah, I'm making hella tips, because that strategy works. Like 6s and 8s, you're just winning all day. And they already knew how I was doing it. Boom, boom. So I was like super drunk, and they were like, the dealers were calling it for me. They're like, boom. And I turned 2,000 into 4,000, blacked out drunk. Like when my brother found me, I was like on the slot machine next to the crap table, like this. And somebody had left like $100 chip on my shoulder, like tipping me, because the table was hot and everybody was winning. And they put a napkin over all my chips, waiting for me to come back. And then like my brother was like, he has to go home. And they're like, no, his chips are here. They wanted me to stay and play. I was like,
hell yeah.
That was one of the best Vegas experiences. And then my dumbass brother, I don't know how, because I had the keys to the car that we valeted. It was some Beamer. And I woke up the next day in a parking lot in 7-Eleven with all the $100 bills, $4,100 bills. And the guy woke me up, knocking on the window, like power washing. He's like, hey, can you move the car so I can power wash? It was the next day. I look at my phone. I have all these missed calls. Where you at? Where's the car? We got these girls that want to come. I'm like, why would y'all let me drive? Y'all found me like blackout drunk. How did I end up driving?
Bro, Vegas rules.
I was like, bro, I could have been jacked so bad.
I remember 2 years ago was the first time I went there. You're saying like this. Like, I was so surprised because I got fucked up one night, like 2, 3 in the morning. And I woke up early and came back, and the same people were just chilling, suits. We're talking like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, suits, smoking cigarettes. Like, it's just a different land, Vegas. Vegas rules, man.
Walking around.
I fucking love that. I tell my girl, I would live there. Like, I would love to live there.
Entertainment capital.
It reminds me of Phoenix in a way.
I locked my keys in my car there this past time, and I had that Colombian chick help me while she went through the car and like dug into the back seat. Like, that little thing that comes down, she had to go in there and open it.
Did you fuck her?
Was it pretty? Oh yeah. She has it in never mind.
That's
I try to make a good joke.
I didn't mean to ask that. Sorry. Oh, those fucking those like Southern Latin Americans are fucking hot as fuck.
Yeah, I just liked her little accent. It was pretty cool.
Oof. They're real flirty.
We hung out for like an extra 2 days there in Vegas. We stayed an extra time.
Oh, you found love.
Right? Never went back. I told her I'll be back. I'll be back for you.
Yeah, you fucked her. She's back in Colombia now.
I'm like, how you said, we made love, all right?
No, I mean, you fucked her over is what I meant to say. Oh, you did fuck her, but I meant you fucked her over. She was waiting for you.
You're so dirty. You're so dirty.
Citizenship, family, nope. So that's like, not to get personal, but that was like something you never wanted, kids and all that shit, or is it?
Yeah, I'm down to have some kids, but I think I'm too old now. Nobody wants to have kids with somebody that's old.
We can have kids till we're like 80.
Right, it'll still work out for me, huh?
Just keep doing comedy, get rich.
I'm gonna be playing catch I'm gonna be in a wheelchair playing catch with my son.
All the famous comedians started having kids at 40, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm right on schedule. Huh?
You're good. Well, here's the thing that they don't tell you. Is their wives are in their 20s. So that's the thing they don't talk about. If that's no problem for you, then fuck it.
I'm going to go to Colombia and get me a wife to bring back. Like, you want to start a new life, leave all this behind, and then she's going to come over here and mess me up when she gets Americanized, right? I already have it all planned out.
That's a good love story right there, bro. You don't want none of these West Texas hoes. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
They're mean.
They're mean.
They're mean and disgusting.
Yeah, they all want the oil money.
That's where you work at?
Kind of adjacent. I do like tire repair and tow truck.
Oh, I got you.
Semi-truck, tow truck, so big. All the oil field crashes, we go pick them up.
Oh, nice. It allows you.
And then every time they get flats and stuff.
It allows you to do comedy.
Yeah.
What made you fall in love with comedy? That is the gayest question I'll probably ask in this fucking podcast. I am curious.
I've always just like laughing, bro. Laughing, I think, is like the best.
I'm always curious, like, how do people get into it?
What's your favorite sensation in the world?
Yeah, laughing's the best thing. Laughing, that's why I listen to it all the time.
It feels like borderline, like an orgasm when you're laughing.
Well, now you're making it gay.
No, when you're laughing like hard to where it hurts.
It's the best medicine.
Yeah. Like it feels good. Like it gives you like some boost. Some people like working out. I guess that's kind of like a little workout. Mentally, if you can challenge yourself to do something like that, like, because a lot of people say it's hard. I guess public speaking, there's a lot of things you have to conquer. It's like the hardest thing that I've ever done, for real. Like, I've done hard shit, like hard jobs and stuff, but like mentally, it's like you got to be connected with a lot of people at the same time, or if not, you'll bomb.
I bet it's the best feeling when everybody's just flowing with you.
And you bomb, bro. Yeah, I had a badass set last night. And there wasn't even that many people. That's what's the best sets, when there's not that many people and you still have like everybody laughing.
I think that's what Ralphie May said. Like, if you can if there's 3 people in the crowd and you can make them all laugh, then it's better than making a big crowd laugh.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. You got them with you, riding.
That's crazy.
But I've done bigger crowds who are like, I'm doing my regular jokes, that the same jokes that have them small crowds laughing, but then like there's, for some reason, they're tuned out or you're not into it. There's just so many things that have to be lined up for it to work. If you're not feeling right or if you're not delivering it right.
That's why I'm so excited for you to do the show that I'm doing, because I feel like.
What, and you said it's going to be like a different show? You're going to have the story award thing?
Well,
and then
that's
you're gonna
yeah. So like,
I feel like. It's going to be a comedy show too?
Well, you, Tanner, and then 2 other comics. And I feel like it'd be good to get the crowd warmed up and feeling funny and like getting in the flow. And then we do the story
feeling funny.
And then, I guess, sure. And then we do the story war. Because I don't know if people are going to. That's what I'm most nervous about.
Just filter weed smoke into the air conditioner.
This is what I'm most nervous about. Because I've done these like live I pretty much copied Kill Tony. I've done them before. I've done it before where I have like 20 comics on and we give them a minute and we just have fun. So I'm pretty
bony.
Yeah, so I'm pretty like nervous how they're gonna react to it. Like, I'm calling it the storytelling game. I'm pretty nervous how they're gonna react to that, because this shitting your pants is the theme.
There was a comic that did that in Phoenix. He kind of did like similar to Kill Tony. He had like a little panel, but he would just make like added little extra games or whatever. And
that's what we did.
It got all right. It got pretty big, and like it had like a season or 2, and then somebody fought and they broke it. They broke it up.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. But I feel like if you finish it off in no homo, and then we do the storytelling story, I feel like you can get it going. You bounce it off Morgan, because Morgan's gay, and it'll be so fun.
He had a little he has a girlfriend. What do you mean he's gay? We had like a little joke going. I took him to St. Louis last 2 weeks ago.
No, Morgan, not Tanner.
Oh, Tanner. My bad, Morgan. I got him confused.
Morgan. No,
Morgan,
Tanner's cool. I love Tanner.
Yeah, I was saying a joke, brought him up. I was like, this guy I just met last week, and I knew when I first saw him that he would be the one to bring on the road with me. Like, he left his girlfriend behind for this.
Low-key, that's what, no, like, not even to me, like, that's like, him, there's two other comedians, Josh and Dylan. Like, those three, Tanner, Dylan, and Josh, I think they're, like, can do something from Lubbock.
Yeah, just from the five. I saw him do 5 minutes, and I was like, this guy can do 30 minutes clean. So, and sure enough, he was like, yeah, I can do it. And he did it.
So every show
turned out he only had 15, but he stretched it out and it made it work.
Every show I do, I'm like, Tanner, you're doing it. Like, because I really believe in that dude. He's good. I think he couldn't be good.
Hell yeah, he will if he sticks to it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got to piss, so let's take a break real quick.
All right, let's go. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna go check on that little party and shit. How long do you usually go for? We've been like an hour.
I was gonna do like 10 more minutes, but if you gotta go,
I thought you were gonna be like, I usually do 3 hours.
No,
I'm copying Joe Rogan too.
I usually do. I do. It does it, look, where am I sitting? This is
what? He sits on the north. He faces the sun.
Like I usually do about 2 hours, but if you need to go,
I'm perfectly lined up to the North Star.
We can call
Just
it.
Like Joe. Yeah. Let's call it. I gotta go check on this party.
Well, thank you.
They might need a spotlight. I don't know if that party's gonna need a spotlight, and I travel with all kinds of weird shit.
Okay.
And just to get ready.
Oh, we did it. So thank you for being here.
Drop a deuce or something.
Where can they follow you?
What a burger. Leave a 2, take a 2. 24/7. Not really. Follow my shit's What the Hector. What the heck _tour on Instagram, and everything else is What the Hector or What the Heck TOR. Yeah, What the Hector. No K. What the heck, take the K out. Just What the Hector.
There you go, man. Thank you for coming.
Oh, yeah, bro. Rattlesnake. Raw. Appreciate it, bro.
See you May 9th.
Yeah. Hopefully you make it out to this party tonight. If not, I'll see you out there.
Maybe, yeah.